I mean, I couldn't be more pleased with the Champ Sports Bowl and the way they've treated our entire travel party. Our players have enjoyed it. Tomorrow we'll get a day with the kids in the community. They're looking forward to it. I know our guys always like to do those kinds of community service events. So, yeah, it's everybody has their eyes on being in a BCS game, but to come down to Orlando and the way we've been treated has been it's been outstanding.
This close to the game, what's the objective for practice? What are you looking to get done?
Well, it's really standard procedure for us to, take the week leading into any game and have it be the same each and every week. So consistency in our approach. We're working on the things that are going to help us win the football game today, third and long. As we normally have on Wednesdays, what we call our working Wednesday. So pretty much standard type of practice for us.
Is the timing and progression where you want it to be at? You mentioned that the last time we talked.
Yeah, it's not bad. I thought, obviously the extra day that we got when we get down here, got some of the jet lag out of the guys, got themselves grounded, and we've had 2 good days. I'm pleased with where we're at this point.
Brian, you talked about having some fifth-year stuff, I guess, a little off topic, settle, buying all the time. Where are those conversations at with those guys that like it?
Well, we researched it, and all of our players that are in that situation have to come back for school. So all of them are enrolled in school anyway. So we didn't have to make any decisions on that. We don't have to because they're going to be in school anyway. So we'll wait until we get back into school and then make those decisions.
Who comes back?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of who comes back, have you gotten a timetable yet from Tyler? What the situation is like?
Yeah, I think it's he's getting close. He's a lot of that information. The NFL draft stuff is just coming back to us now. So I think he's compiling all the information. I think he'll probably have a decision in his family. I know he's talked to him a number of times. Should be pretty soon.
Coach, this is sort of like an old school bowl matchup with Florida State. What do you say about your opponent?
Well, you got two teams that have obviously great tradition. Won a lot of football games. I think there's brand recognition with both programs, so it's a great matchup. But it's really about the present, and the present is you've got 2 football teams that are building, playing some younger players and starting to develop their programs. So, we're excited with the matchup. There's no question because of the tradition, but it's 2 good football teams that'll get a chance to play as well.
Coach, how big is Harrison Smith's leadership in the team this season?
Well, I think anytime you elect somebody captain, you have an expectation that he's going to lead for you, and he did exactly that. So, as we look back on it in hindsight, we couldn't have had a better captain. He's done all the things that we've asked him to do on a day-to-day basis, and has developed a great foundation for our football team.
Brian, can you talk about what you see from Sierra and Theo recently in practice?
It's a great combination. Those 2 kids are outstanding football players. They love to compete. They've got a great relationship. So, you lose a guy like Jonas Gray, which is, a great young player a great young man and a great player for us this year, and you put in another really good back. So they've got a good working relationship, and, they share the duties really well.
And Theo seems to be getting the nuances back, the rust off, all that stuff, running back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got natural running ability. The little things, protection, routes. Those will come, but he's got a great sense of running the football.
Where's Stephon in terms of rounding back into full shape?
I think he's rounding back into shape. He's obviously physically a gifted player. I think he's got fresh legs, and he'll certainly add to what we're doing against Florida State.
Edwards is pretty upfront that if I don't practice well, I'm not going to see any time against Florida State. How is he practicing? How is he kind of dealing with being a 1A option, maybe more so than he was Air Force or mid-season?
Well, I think there's a different approach to it when you go into the meetings, and he knows that he better get the protection right as well. And he's worked with the first unit. He didn't do much first unit work when we were using him as a situational player. So building a relationship with the first group and the offensive line, I think obviously that's changed in his approach. And he knows he's not going in there with a package. He's going in there to run the offense. So I think the best way to answer your question is there's a focus and a demeanor that's different than maybe earlier in the year.
TJ kind of gets lost behind Tyler, behind Michael a little bit, but what kind of season do you feel like he's had for you? Where does his game need to go from here?
Well, I think he's progressed for us. I think you probably said it best, is that you got one guy who's got 95 something catches. You got the other tight end who's got the most in the country. You had Riddick and Toma sharing that spot. He's been a great piece of our offense. I think when Michael Floyd graduates, now there's more touches out there for a guy like T.J. Jones. He's a good football player.
Tommy Reese made significant progress last December. Has Hendricks been able to make a similar type of progress this December?
Yeah, I think they both have. We'll see. We'll see how they play. They look good on the practice field, but I know that's only one part of the evaluation. I like the way that both those guys have practiced and picked up their pace of play. We'll see. When you play a really good defense like Florida State, I think that's a great test for both those guys.
And their defensive ends get upfield so well. How prominent does the screen game, the delay game?
Yeah, I mean, we have to have all those things. We've got to be able to maybe double them out and keep them off balance. I don't think you can go in the game and just drop straight back and say, all right, we're going to hold up. We got to have all those things available.
Is there a long-term prognosis for Jake Nolan?
Yeah, we just talked to him, and I got this from him. He had a disectomy, very similar to the surgery that Tyler Eifert had. Widened the nerve root, so it looks like 6 weeks, then he begins training. So doesn't seem to be a long-term injury, so that's good news.
With the quarterback situation, do you go in scripted already? Do you know how many reps Tommy will get the first couple series, or is it going to be by feel?
No, we're going to play them both, and so I think just getting them in the game, I don't think we have to worry about, well, we got to be in this part of the field, and the game has to be like this, and we just play them. So both of them have the ability and the preparation to go in there and play, and we're just going to go in there, and we're committed to playing both quarterbacks.
Good experience for the players so far. I know you're going to Universal Studios.
Great experience. The bowl has been outstanding. I mean, what I like about it too is that they haven't overloaded you, so the families have gotten a chance to see the coaches and also enjoy Orlando and all the things that can go on here. So it's been a good trip for us.
So the quarterbacks, I mean, it's hot hand. Whoever's a hot hand, you're going with. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I want one guy to have the hot hand, If both of them have it, then obviously we've got to make it work. We're going to play them both and see how it goes. Florida State's really good. So we got to see how both those guys handle the situation, and they're both prepared. They're both prepared. They've had plenty of time. There's no excuses. Both of them can go in there and play the game, and we'll just kind of see how it goes.
All right, thanks everyone.
All right, thanks.